video, I want to show you exactly how you can get shredded and get a six-pack by summer. Now, obviously, if you are an obese whale type motherfucker, it might take you longer than by the summer. But if you are 10, even 20 pounds overweight, by this summer, you can get ripped, right? If you're the average person, the average American is 17 pounds overweight. So this is for the average American. If you're super big, then it's gonna take you longer, but everything I say will be applicable to your weight loss journey. And the beauty of being super fat is that you lose weight actually faster. If you're average overweight, you can get a six-pack by summer following this advice. If you're super fat, you can just lose a whole lot of weight by summer. You still look better. People still like that, and you still extend your lifespan. So let's get into it. All the advice you have ever heard about burning fat, losing weight, every fucking diet, keto, carnivore, Atkins, the fucking six-pack shortcuts, Keno body, all the fucking P90X, insanity, everything you've heard are just different routes to the same goal. And it's calories in, calories out. You have to burn more calories than you consume. So here's the thing. If you want to burn 1 pound of fat, you have to burn 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories is 1 pound of fat, right? Beauty of it is just math. So what you have to do is you have to do two things. One, you have to track your consumption. I don't care what kind of diet you do. Now we're going to have some tips some cheat codes in this video later on that will help expedite your fat loss. But the number one thing is you got to burn more calories you consume, and you have to track it. Even if you're doing keto, if you're doing carnivore, all this other shit, it doesn't fucking matter. You have to track your calories. I do the ketogenic diet. I'm not telling you how to do it. You can eat all the carbs you want. Eat carbs, candies, cakes. It doesn't fucking matter. If you burn more calories than you consume, you will burn fat. But you have to track how many calories you're consuming. Otherwise, you're just guessing and you're just kind of hoping that you lose weight. So what does that look like? Well, for me, I keep a food scale with me everywhere I go. I have all these little man bags, Louis Vuitton, Prada, all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And I keep a food scale in each one of them. Before those bags came in fashion, I kept my book bag on me everywhere I go, and I kept my food scale in there. And I break this shit out at restaurants, fucking nice restaurants, the best restaurants in Miami. I be at Poppy Steak, Komodo, breaking that shit out, and I don't give a fuck. You may be embarrassed. That's because you a bitch. I don't give a fuck about what other people think about me. I don't even think about what other people think about me. It's none of my business. I think about my goals. So I track everything I eat, and I input that in MyFitnessPal. So I use MyFitnessPal to track the calories, and I do that every day, every single day. But I also track how many calories I burn. See, I don't see enough influencers telling you to do this, and I really think you should. You should track how many calories you burn with some sort of fitness tracker. We had to guess back in the 90s when I first started training. Now you don't have to guess. You can get an Apple Watch, Fitbit, Garmin, Whoop, or what I use, my preferred method is the Oura Ring. But there's even other rings out now. Track the calories you burn. This does it automatically for you. And then the beauty of it is it's just math. Let me show you what I mean. You can track this shit. You can set up something in Notion or Google Sheets or something. And check this out. And let's say day one, calories consumed. Let's say you consume 3,000 calories. Cool. Boom. And then 3,500 calories is 1 pound of fat, right? So if we're in a 500 calorie deficit every day, stands to reason, we'll burn 1 pound of fat a week. If this is how much I want to eat per day, then what I need to do is I need to burn 500 calories more each day. Cool. Do that day one. Same thing day two. This is somebody who's like on point. Again, day two. And it just keeps going on. It keeps going on. And I like to track it with a spreadsheet. Your Fitbit will tell you, your Apple Watch will tell you, whatever device you prefer, whatever your preferred tracking method. You want to make sure you're actually tracking how much you fucking burn. And these fucking influencers, they say, hey, burn more calories you consume. But they never tell you to track how much you burn. If you do that, it's just math. It's just math. Now, you may be thinking, hey, those aren't 100% accurate. But nothing is 100% accurate, dipshit. Even food labels. Here's one thing. Food labels are allowed by the FDA to be 20% off. It's all a fucking estimate, bro. But we're just trying to get as accurate as possible. Because what's the alternative? To guess like a bitch? All right, you keep doing that, and that's why you look like you and I look like me. And I'm fucking twice your age, asshole. I'm old enough to be your dad, but I wouldn't fuck your mom because she ugly. Okay, now check this out. If you do this 500 calorie deficit 5 days a week, bam, that's 1 pound of fat a week. It's just mad. You can't lose. Now here's what you fuck up. Let's say you say, oh man, you day 3. Oh, I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? I deserve to fucking go off my shit. You know what I'm saying? So one day you fucking have a cheat day, you know, or this day you don't fucking go to the gym, or you don't work out hard, or you know what I'm saying, you start slacking and shit. And then once you start slacking, it's easier to slack. And then this day, man, you just go a little bit over, right? And then you skip another day at the gym. You know what I'm saying? So you just burn your maintenance calories. Oh, guess what, asshole? You did. You in a fucking surplus now. Your ass done got a little bit fatter. And that's what most of you guys do. You think, oh man, moderate everything in moderation. You know, you don't be extreme, man. Don't be extreme. That's how you got fat, bro. That's how you ended up searching videos on how to get a six pack, because you fat. And it was all that moderation shit. Oh, you don't have to work that hard. You ended up searching videos on how to lose weight. You couldn't live with your own failure. Where'd that lead you? Right back to me. Anyway, that's why you got to be on point. You got to be on point every day. It's super simple. I could stop the video here. But there's different paths to doing this, and there's some things that may aid you in your quest. To stop being a fat ass. And we're going to get into that. So boom, how do we expedite your fat loss? So again, the tracking your diet is going to be the most difficult part. Some of you may be thinking it's too much work. It's hard for me. But is it hard? Like, is it hard to fucking just weigh your food before you eat it, or scan the label? Like, is it really hard? No. It's not hard. It may be hard for you because you soft. Maybe you stop being soft. And it's like hard compared to what? I look out my window and I see some of the other high rises around here, and I see motherfuckers cleaning, hanging from the fucking side of the building, cleaning the side of these fucking windows on these skyscrapers, right? Like a goddamn Latino Spider-Man. Like, that's hard. You fucking tracking your diet is not difficult, but you keep telling yourself it's difficult. If you keep telling yourself that, then that's going to be experience. Stop saying it's difficult. Start saying, I need to be stronger. I need to be tougher. I need to stop being a bitch. All right. And if you do that, you'll be able to stick to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't even talk about how difficult. Never say it's hard. Never say it's difficult. Say, hey, I need to get better. You track your calories. A good rule of thumb is when you're picking your caloric intake, take your goal weight, multiply that by 12, and that's how many calories you want to get each day. You also want to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. It's going to be some difficulty getting that much protein with those little amount of calories. One thing that will aid you in your quest is to actually drink Quest. Like I drink protein shakes throughout the day when I'm trying to keep my calories super low. Protein shakes aren't magic. It's just a simple way to get protein. But to get protein, which you need to maintain muscle, but also without the additional calories. That may be one thing that help, but the main thing is just track it. Just track it. I'm telling you, use your food scale, keep it with you everywhere you go. There's tons of videos on how to fucking track your macros, but then you have to burn more calories too, right? So how do you burn that many calories? You can lift weights, you can do cardio, and there's some few things that may help you. One thing I like to do is just walk more. Like, walking is super underrated cardio. It's low intensity. You can do it every day and just walk as much as possible. Just walk, 10,000 steps, whatever it is. But 10,000 steps doesn't mean you'll burn the amount of calories. You need some sort of fitness tracker to track the amount of calories you're burning. Your phone will track your steps automatically without you even trying. But you need to track the fucking calories. I'm telling you, man. You can get steps in, and just go for like walks. Walk with your kids, walk your dog, walk your girlfriend, whatever you need to do to get more steps in each day so you can burn more calories. Cheat code is if you have an iPad or Nintendo Switch. Get on the exercise bike, play Nintendo Switch, or just play video games. If you got an exercise bike in your crib, you fuck up your fucking PlayStation, whatever. It makes the time go by so much faster. Cardio is usually boring and arduous, right? But when you mix it with something fun, then you get the dopamine spike, and you end up doing it for a longer duration than you may have anticipated. I'll get on the motherfucking Smash Bros. I break out salmons, which is my main. I'm throwing haters off the stage. I'm shooting them from across the motherfucking stage, throwing motherfuckers around and shit. I meant to maybe only do cardio for 30 minutes. End up, man, I'm on that motherfucker for an hour. Or I get my iPad and I play Call of Duty Mobile. And I'm on that bitch. I'm fucking dropping nukes on the haters, man. And I only meant to be on there for an hour, for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, but I ended up being an hour, sometimes 90 minutes. And it's cool because I'm actually accomplishing my goals. That's a cheat code. If you really want to step it up, you can go on Amazon and get yourself a desk bike. I have 2 in my crib, a desk bike or dike. I get on the dike first thing in the morning and I start planning my day, but I'm paddling the whole time. I used to do the treadmill desk. I don't like it as much anymore because it's fucking dangerous. I've busted my shit more times than I'm willing to admit on that treadmill desk. And it's like you can't concentrate on cognitively demanding tasks when you're on that shit because you kind of got to concentrate. On the dike, you're stationary. You're not in any danger. There's no way you're gonna fall. If you need to stop pedaling for a second, you just stop pedaling. You can't stop that. You can't do that on a treadmill. You stop, you're gonna bust your shit. The dike is cheat code. I'm getting rid of all my treadmill days. Fuck that shit. We ain't doing that no more. So I'm on that shit. I'm on the dike all day. Nima see me on meetings on the dike, training, getting it in. Sometimes I don't even have to do dedicated cardio because I've been on the dike all day working, and it's like I don't even need to do any specific cardio because I burned enough calories today. I'm good money. And then I'm wearing my ring all day, so sometimes I'll be like, yo, so my shorty, oh man, I ain't burned enough calories today. We gotta have unprotected interracial sex right now. Because I got another 300 calories to burn today to hit my goal. Whatever it takes, man. What I'm saying is try to make cardio fun. That's the cheat code. Now, there are some supplements that will aid you in this. Again, I saved this for this part because if you're not burning more calories you consume, I don't care how many supplements you eat. I don't care if you take steroids. It will not work. The laws of thermodynamics still apply to you, even if you're on fucking steroids. If you're not burning more calories you consume, you will not lose weight. 2 supplements that are proven to help you lose weight, and they're fucking cheap. You can get them, probably already taking one of them right now. First one is caffeine. Studies show that caffeine actually helps weight loss. This is why every fat burner has caffeine in it. Here's one. Here's just a study. You can read this shit on your own time. Take a screenshot, Google the study, read it on your own time. But caffeine, this is a review, a meta-analysis showing that caffeine does aid in weight loss. Here's another one that's super important. Caffeine increases maximal fat oxidation during exercise. What does that mean? Fat loss is a 2-part process. It's lipolysis and oxidation. Lipolysis is when the fat cell gets broken down into fatty acids. Oxidation is when those fat cells are used for energy, because that's what fat is. The reason human beings store fat is because majority of human history, there would be long stretches of time where human beings could not get food to eat, or maybe not enough food to eat. But when they did get food, they would get a lot. Like me and the homies, we cavemen, we go out, kill a buffalo with sticks and stones. Imagine how fucking hard that is, right? And then we eat this motherfucker. We gonna eat the whole shit, like right there. It might be too much for us to eat. We gonna eat the whole thing from the rooter to the tutor because we can't store it for later. We ain't invent refrigerators yet. So we gotta eat it all, but we do store it for later. We store it in our fat cells. That's why we evolved to store fat. And because we can't kill buffalo every day, all we got is sticks and stones. You know what I'm saying? It might be a long time before we can get another buffalo. Our body would use those fat cells as energy later, right? Oxidation and lipolysis. Caffeine increases oxidation, which is the second part of that fat loss process. And this study shows that right here. I might have went into too much detail. But then, remember, you got to burn more calories you consume, which means you got to be active. You got to be getting it in. Here's another study that shows the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition. Psst, we all know. I don't have to tell y'all about that. They did a study in 2021 showing that caffeine increases exercise performance dramatically, right? Read the study on your own time. I don't have to tell you guys. I know you guys read this journal all the time. But then if that wasn't enough, there's another study. You can find it on PubMed where it says caffeine increases meta-analysis of, meaning it's an analysis of many other studies. Just another study showing that caffeine dramatically increases athletic performance and aerobic performance and capacity, meaning in layman's terms, you can go harder if you hype off the caffeine. I don't think I have to tell you that, but here I just wanted to show you that you can go harder if you're on caffeine. In fact, if you take too much caffeine, you will get disqualified from the Olympics. Yes, it's considered a performance enhancement drug. I'm all about enhancing performance, but caffeine also has other benefits. Here's a study that shows that caffeine increases cognitive function. Basically, it improves your memory, and your cognitive ability. Motherfuckers, it's like it's a nootropic. It's the most powerful nootropic. It actually helps you think better, process information better, and improves memory. It's a wonder drug. Don't do what I do. I take about 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day. But here's the thing: it's not advice. I'm 41. I've been taking or abusing caffeine since I was 16 years old. And a lot of times you hear people saying, hey man, sometimes you want to go off caffeine so you can lower your tolerance. Instead of lowering my tolerance, I just upped my dose. Shit served me well. That's not advice. I'm just telling you what I did. I just got to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? And you won't die from that. The lethal dose of caffeine is 10,000 milligrams, right? So I'm taking fucking 10% of that, man. I got all day. And I'm 41. I look like me. You look like you. Make your own decisions. There's another drug. Now, this one is a little more controversial. In fact, they cannot sell it in the United States as a dietary supplement anymore. So take this at your own risk. I'm not telling you to take it. I'm just giving you the facts. It's called Ephedra. And Ephedra is a potent fat loss and energy catalyst. So, okay, back in the 90s, every fat burner had caffeine and ephedra in it. That's when I started taking it. I was 16-year-old. I take this shit called Rip Fuel, and it had ephedra and caffeine in it. I was so fucking hyped when I took that shit. I'll take that shit before a basketball game. There's a reason I led the league in foul, right? I set records in fouls on my basketball team, man. But I was also ripped. Anyway, in this study, participants who took ephedra burned 2 times as much fat as the placebo, right? You can read the study on your own time. Why does that work? Remember, fat loss is a 2-part process. It's lipolysis and oxidation. Caffeine aids in oxidation. Ephedra helps with lipolysis. It helps break down fat cells into fatty acids. That's why when you mix ephedra and caffeine, it's potent and it makes you fucking hype. Another reason ephedra helps you burn fat is because, one, it gives you a ton of energy. I've never done cocaine, but if it's more powerful than that, glad I never done it. Hey, I'm not telling you to do it. In fact, I'm telling you not to do it. If you're a YouTube moderator, I'm telling them not to take ephedra. I'm just showing them the studies. I'm just sharing the science with these brothers, you know? But it also blunts hunger, because remember, you have to burn more calories you consume. If you're fucking hungry, that can be an arduous task. That can be difficult. But ephedra, it kills all hunger. Personally, I will not fast without ephedra. Sometimes I do 72-hour fast, 48-hour fast. I don't know how you motherfuckers do it without ephedra, because it's easy with ephedra because it makes you not hungry and you have energy. It aids with lipolysis, like we said before, right? And you get energy so you can burn more calories. Man, this combination of ephedra and caffeine, it's the one thing I would say it works. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I do. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I'm telling you not to do it. If any of the YouTube moderators are listening, I'm telling them they shouldn't do it. Fuck you doing, man? Don't be like me. Be better than me. But what I do to be like me is I go to the pharmacist. I think you just buy this shit in other countries, right? But in America, you can't sell it as a dietary supplement. You can buy it as asthma medication. So you just go to the pharmacist and I'll be like, yo, man, I need some Broncaid. They don't ask no questions. They just give it to you. It's behind the counter. You have to show my ID and they just give it to me. It's nothing. It's asthma medication. And like the only ingredient in this shit is ephedra. And this is how you get it. You got to assess your own tolerance. But if I'm really trying to get cut, I'll take 1 Broncaid. I don't remember exactly how much ephedra that is. I'm taking caffeine all day. 1 Broncaid, 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's like a can of Celsius 2-3 times a day, man. Promise you won't be hungry. You'll have crackhead energy, but in a good way. And that's what you need. You need to eat less and move more. They're drugs, baby. Caffeine is a drug. Ephedra is a drug. Let's call it what it is. They will help you in that endeavor. You don't have to do this. All you have to do is burn more calories you consume. I'm just giving you a little bit of the cheat codes, man. It's not illegal. If you play in these fucking sports, NCAA, NFL player watching this shit, you might want to check with your shit, but you should be good. I'm gonna give you one more cheat code. Now, this is the one where I know that I'm gonna get a lot of pushback. Again, I don't care what kind of diet you take. You just got to burn more calories you consume. But remember, you got to keep your protein high. So there's 3 macronutrients. Protein, remember, we got to keep that high. There's fat, and then there's carbohydrates. You can't really make the protein super low, right? So we know we need to keep the protein high. So that means one of the 2 has to suffer, fat or carbohydrates. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying carbs are bad. I want to be clear about this. I do the ketogenic diet. You can eat literally all Twinkies and lose fat. But the ketogenic diet has some benefits. I just want to give you the science. You make your own decisions. Do whatever you want. There are essential fatty acids, which is fat. There are essential amino acids, which is protein. There's no such thing as essential carb. So for me, it makes sense to cut out the non-essential and focus on the things you need. That's where the ketogenic diet comes in. Here's the thing. I got on keto not for fat loss purposes, right? I was already in great shape and I was eating carbs 100%. My cholesterol was high. It runs in my family. It's a genetic predisposition. And a lot of my family members are on statin medications, but they come with a lot of side effects and risk. I had been a certified trainer nutritionist for over 10 years at the time. And I remember reading some information about how the ketogenic diet can help some people with their cholesterol levels. So I said, let me try this first before I go on these fucking crazy drugs with all the side effects. I went on keto for a month, and then I went back to the doctor, and they said, man, your cholesterol is fine now. It's perfect. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, cool. They were like, did you take the drugs we prescribed you? I said, fuck no. I started to feel better. My skin was clear, and I just had more energy. After you acclimate to it, you have to acclimate to the ketogenic diet. But you don't need to do keto to lose weight. But remember, you got to restrict something. What makes the most sense? There's studies that show that the ketogenic diet significantly reduces hunger and lowers food intake compared to the traditional Western diet. Significantly. These are studies. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm not saying carbs are bad. I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you the science, brother. You know, it may help you. When you're in a ketogenic state, you're literally not hungry. In fact, some people say they're weak when they do keto. I hear that almost every time. When I add up how many calories that person ate, they just weren't eating enough calories because they weren't hungry. Can you see how that may help you lose fat? If you're not hungry, you don't have to fight cravings. Can you see how that may help? That's not all. So here's a study that shows, in this study, and I'm not saying it's gonna happen for everyone, I'm just giving you the science. People who did keto lost 2 times as much fat as the people with the standard American diet, and they improved their cholesterol levels. Go read the study on your own time. You get it. It's there. And the reason why is because they just weren't as hungry. Now a lot of people say, hey man, when you make the calories even, then ketogenic diet and just regular caloric restriction is the same. Yeah. But again, the ketogenic diet makes you not hungry. So which is easier? Now, a lot of people say, man, ketogenic diet ruins testosterone. That's why you on TRT, Brandon. No, I'm on TRT because I'm old. I'm 41. And I was almost 40 when I went on TRT. Father Time is undefeated. All right. Almost everyone else on TRT eats carbs and been eating carbs. If that was the cure, then it would only be guys on keto who are on TRT. But when people say that, it's like, do you guys even have Google? Here's a study that shows that testosterone levels actually improve when people are on keto. Like, there's studies that show this. Like, why are motherfuckers just ignoring this shit? Maybe they didn't know because this is new. It's from 2023, right? But it shows that it improves testosterone levels. I'm just old. I'm just old. It doesn't matter how many carbs I eat. In fact, I tried going on carbs again before I went on TRT. I was willing to try it. I was willing to totally abandon this shit, if it was going to help me, but it didn't. And it's safe to do a long period of time, right? Here's a study that shows that, you do the ketogenic diet is safe for long term. You know what I'm saying? In fact, ketogenic diet was invented by doctors in 1920, right? It's over 100 years old, man. Ain't no fad. 100-year-old fad? Nah, man. It was invented by doctors to treat children with epilepsy because the drugs for epilepsy, it had a lot of side effects that were, at the time, they were really fucking those kids up. So they put them on keto, and when they noticed that their seizures stopped, and it was like a natural way to cure the disease, the same way it cure my high cholesterol. Listen, I'm just saying, but this study shows it's safe to do. In fact, they are using keto, and they've been doing it for quite some time, to actually treat different types of cancers, right? Because cancer cells need glucose to survive. When you're doing keto, you don't have a lot of glucose in your body, and the cancer cell doesn't have any energy, any food, and they use it in conjunction with the regular standard of care to treat cancers. Like, this is very normal. Like, guys like Dr. Dom D'Agostino, no, I think he's from Florida State. He's been pioneering that research. Ketogenic diet improves immune system and prevents illness. Here's one study showing that. In fact, I haven't been sick. I'm on my 7th year of not even having a cold. When my girlfriend had C19, I was taking zero precautions. I was kissing her in the mouth, eating off her plate, having unprotected interracial sex with her. And I never even tested positive for that shit. Only time I tested positive was when my son sneezed in my mouth. When we were both laughing or something and he sneezed in my mouth. Hey, I'm just giving you the facts, man. You know what I'm saying? But the studies show that it improves the immune system. You know what I'm saying? Also, in rodent models, right? So just keep that in mind. In rodent models, it improves longevity and lifespan in mice. All drugs are tested on mice before they're tested on humans, right? If the mice don't get good results or die, it's not going to get tested on humans, right? So we don't have enough human studies yet, but just keep that in mind. And my favorite reason is the ketogenic diet improves cognitive functions. I'll find the studies later. Here's an article where they fucking reference studies. I'll find the studies later. For me, I have this way more energy on the ketogenic diet. And if you want to know why, you can read this study from University of Las Vegas, where they showed how carbohydrate consumption is linked to fatigue. And the reason that happens is because when you consume carbohydrates, your body converts those carbs into glycogen, like we talked about earlier, or glucose. And when your blood glucose levels go above 110, when your glucose levels go above 110, your pancreas secretes a hormone called insulin, and that insulin's job is to flush the glucose out of your system so you don't fucking die. But the thing is, it'll do it like super indiscriminately, right? So it'll take like all the glucose out of your brain from everywhere, and that's why you get tired or brain fog or the itis after you eat. It hasn't happened to me for years. I just have way more energy. Listen, I'm not telling you to go keto. I'm just giving you the facts. All you really need to do is burn more calories to consume. I don't care how you do it. I'm just trying to give you the cheat codes, man. I'm just trying to give you the cheat codes that work for me and the people I've trained over a 25-year career in the fitness industry. If you got some other information that works, man, why you watching this video, dumbass? Every step I gave you was more extreme than the last. All you really need to do is burn more calories you consume. I'm just giving you different paths to that, and everything works. If you want to eat carbs, you still got to burn more calories than consume. It doesn't matter how it works, right? But if you want to know more about the ketogenic diet and how it can be used not only to burn more fat, but also to have more energy, think better, and how I've used it to make more money, I have more energy and I think clear. I have another video all about that. Go check that video out right now.